Every year, thousands of people set out on a grueling, months-long barefoot trek along the banks of the Narmada River. They walk the entire circumference of the waterway, from its mountain source to the ocean and back again. The physical toll is massive, but the psychological drive behind this journey is the need to strip away an accumulated baggage of ego, past traumas, and the exhausting effort of trying to control every outcome in life. Curious, this raises a question of mechanism. How does this simple act of walking alongside a geographic feature dismantle a person's deeply entrenched sense of self? The geography of the Narmada acts as a map for the mind. Every twist, waterfall, and gorge is a physical stage in a process designed to guide the pilgrim toward a total release of the ego. The shift in perspective begins with a geological anomaly. Unlike every other major river in India, the Narmada flows backward, cutting from east to west. Look at this map. While India's standard rivers follow the subcontinent's gentle slope toward the Bay of Bengal, the Narmada is trapped within a deep rift valley. It carves a harsh, contrasting path between the massive Vindhya and Satpura mountain ranges. Ancient mythology links this backward flow to a moment of choice. Lore tells of Narmada rejecting the river Sonbhadra, turning her back on the traditional eastward path to forge an independent route to the Arabian Sea. This physical defiance sets the baseline for the entire pilgrimage. Just as the river rejects the natural slope of the land to follow its own path, the journey encourages the pilgrim to locate their own internal truth, independent of societal expectations. That path begins at Amarkantak. The river's birth is marked by a profound stillness, where water pools silently around these temple spires. Pilgrims describe a specific warmth in these origin waters. It represents a state of clear intention, the condition of the soul before it is shaped by life's complexities or distorted by fear. This quiet start emphasizes self-sufficiency. It suggests that spiritual strength is built in silence and internal focus, rather than through frantic activity. For the pilgrim, this first step requires stripping away external noise to find a baseline of the soul before the difficult terrain of the journey begins. But the stillness is short-lived. The river soon enters the Betagat Gorge, where it is forced through narrow, jagged gaps in the stone. To pass through the marble cliffs at the Duandar Falls, the river must exert massive physical force. The water is battered and broken against the rocks, transforming into a violent mist. This geological friction mirrors the psychological weight of life's hardships. It represents the moments when circumstances are too rigid to move, forcing a person to change their own shape to get through. Just as the river is battered by the marble, the pilgrimage uses the physical difficulty of the terrain to slowly erode the traveler's pride and sense of self-importance. At Omkareshwar, the river's behavior changes again. The stream splits into two distinct channels before circling back to reunite. As the water wraps around the Mandatha island, it traces the shape of the Om symbol into the earth. For the pilgrim, this geography serves as a physical meditation on the interconnectedness of all things. This site is the center for the philosophy of Advaita, or non-duality. The geography provides a visual metaphor for the idea that even when paths appear to diverge, they are part of a single continuous reality. Here, the sense of separation begins to fade. The pilgrim begins to see that dualities, like pain and joy, or the self and the world, are simply different streams of the same water. The river eventually reaches Bharuch, where the current slows as it nears the vast Arabian Sea. By this point, the river is immense and sluggish. It carries the physical silt of its long journey and the metaphorical weight of the prayers and histories of everyone who has walked its banks. During evening worship, this heavy energy is channeled into a fiery, synchronized ritual. It is a moment of intense focus, concentrating the entire experience of the journey before the final transition. This creates a specific tension. The river had to carry this weight to reach its destination, but holding on to that identity at the very edge of the sea would prevent it from moving forward. This is where the meaning of the central chant, Tvadīya Pada-Pankajam, becomes clear. It translates to, "I bow to your lotus feet." This refrain acts as a psychological tool for visarjan, or immersion. It is a verbal commitment to letting go of the self-importance built up during the trek. The final stage of the pilgrimage is a lesson in integration. The individual identity of the drop is surrendered so it can become part of the infinite expanse of the ocean.